Welcome back to LabInfo. In today's video, we're diving into the top 7 medical laboratory methods that are vital for diagnosing and monitoring health conditions. These techniques are like detectives, uncovering clues within our bodies to help doctors understand what's going on. From analyzing blood to peering deep inside us with imaging technology, we'll explore how these methods work and why they're so important. So put on your safety glasses and let's get into the fascinating world of medical lab work. First up, we have blood tests. These are some of the most common and informative tests in the medical field. Blood. It's the river of life that flows through us, carrying oxygen and nutrients to every single cell. It's like a superhighway, delivering essential supplies to keep us going. But it also carries secrets, vital information about our health. Every drop is a treasure trove of data. That's why blood tests are like taking a peek into the inner workings of our bodies. They can reveal so much about what's happening inside us. One of the most common blood tests is the complete blood count, or CBC. It's a fundamental test that provides a wealth of information. It's like a head count of all the different cells in your blood. Red blood cells carrying oxygen, ensuring that every part of your body gets the oxygen it needs to function properly. White blood cells fighting infections, acting as your body's defense army against invaders. And platelets helping with clotting, which is crucial for healing wounds and preventing excessive bleeding. Any imbalances in these counts can be a sign of different conditions. For instance, a low red blood cell count might indicate anemia, while a high white blood cell count could signal an infection. Then we have the Basic Metabolic Panel, or BMP. This test is another cornerstone of routine health checkups. This test checks your blood sugar levels, which is vital for diagnosing and managing diabetes, electrolyte balance, which is crucial for your body's hydration and muscle function, and even how well your kidneys are filtering waste products. Healthy kidneys are essential for removing toxins from your body. It's like getting a status report from some of your most vital organs. These results can guide doctors in making important decisions about your health, and these are just 2 examples. There are countless other blood tests available. There are tons of different blood tests that can reveal things like cholesterol levels, which are important for heart health, hormone levels, which can affect everything from mood to metabolism, and even the presence of certain diseases. Early detection through blood tests can be life-saving. It's amazing how much we can learn from just a small sample of blood. Truly, our blood is a window into our health, offering insights that can help us live better and longer lives. Next, let's discuss urinalysis. We might not like to think about it too much, but our urine isn't just waste, it's also a fluid full of information. A urinalysis is a simple test that can tell us a lot about our health. Think about it. Your kidneys are constantly filtering your blood, removing waste products and excess fluids. This waste ends up in your urine, along with other substances that can provide clues about what's going on inside your body. A standard urinalysis checks the color, clarity, and concentration of your urine. It can also detect things like protein, sugar, and blood cells, which can be signs of infection, kidney problems, or even diabetes. One of the things I love about urinalysis is how non-invasive it is, no needles required. It's a quick and painless way to get valuable information about your health. Now, let's talk about infections. When those microscopic invaders decide to set up camp in our bodies, we need a way to identify them and figure out how to evict them. These invaders can be bacteria, viruses, fungi, or parasites, and each requires a different approach to treatment. That's where cultures and sensitivity tests come in. These tests are crucial in pinpointing the exact type of microorganism causing the infection and determining the most effective treatment. Imagine you're a detective at a crime scene. You wouldn't just want to know that a crime happened, you'd want to know who did it, right? Identifying the culprit is the first step in solving the case. Cultures are like taking fingerprints at the scene of an infection. They help us identify the specific pathogen responsible for the illness. A sample is taken from the infected area. Could be blood, urine, a swab from a wound, you name it. This sample is then sent to the lab for further analysis. This sample is then placed in a petri dish with a special growth medium, like giving those microbes a comfy place to multiply. The growth medium provides the nutrients the microbes need to thrive. Once the microbes grow, we can identify them. Are they bacteria, fungi? What kind of troublemakers are we dealing with? That's the culture part. Identifying the type of microorganism is crucial for determining the appropriate treatment. But we don't stop there. Identifying the pathogen is just the beginning. We also need to know how to fight back. This is where sensitivity testing becomes essential. That's where sensitivity testing comes in. Sensitivity tests help us determine which antibiotics are most effective against the identified pathogen. Different antibiotics work against different types of bacteria, so we expose the cultured microbes to various antibiotics to see which ones are most effective. This process helps us avoid using antibiotics that the bacteria might be resistant to. It's like finding the right key to fit the lock. We want to make sure we're using the antibiotic that will best eliminate the infection. This precision ensures that the treatment is effective and helps prevent the development of antibiotic resistance. Hold on to your lab coats because things are about to get seriously high-tech. Let's talk about polymerase chain reaction, or PCR for short. This technique has revolutionized medical diagnostics, especially when it comes to infectious diseases. Remember DNA, the blueprint of life? PCR is like a copy machine for DNA. It allows us to take a tiny amount of DNA, even a single molecule, and make millions of copies. This makes it incredibly sensitive for detecting the presence of pathogens, even in small numbers. Here's how it works. Imagine you have a puzzle and you're looking for a specific piece. PCR is like making millions of copies of that puzzle piece so you can find it much faster. In this case, the puzzle piece is a specific DNA sequence from a virus or bacteria. PCR has been a game changer for diagnosing diseases like HIV, hepatitis, and of course COVID-19. It's also used in genetic testing to identify mutations that might increase the risk of certain diseases. Chapter 5. Imaging techniques. Seeing inside the human body. Now, let's shift gears a bit and talk about imaging techniques. These are the tools that allow us to peer inside the human body, revealing the hidden complexities within. These aren't your typical lab tests with test tubes and beakers, but they're just as important for diagnosing and monitoring health conditions. We're talking about X-rays, kinetic scans, and MRIs. These techniques are revolutionary because they allow us to see inside the human body without having to cut it open. It's like having X-ray vision, but way more scientific. Each of these techniques uses different types of energy to create images of our internal structures, providing invaluable insights into our health. X-rays, the oldest of the bunch, use electromagnetic radiation to pass through the body and create images of bones and dense tissues. They are particularly useful for identifying fractures and infections in bones. CT scans or computed tomography take this a step further. They use X-rays but take multiple images from different angles to create cross-sectional images like slices through the body. This technique provides a much more detailed view than traditional X-rays, allowing doctors to see organs, blood vessels, and tumors with greater clarity. This detailed imaging is crucial for diagnosing complex conditions and planning surgeries. And then there's MRI, or magnetic resonance imaging. MRI uses powerful magnets and radio waves to create detailed images of organs and soft tissues. Unlike X-rays and CT scans, MRI does not use ionizing radiation, making it a safer option for repeated imaging. MRI is especially useful for looking at the brain, spinal cord, and muscles. It can detect abnormalities that other imaging techniques might miss, such as small tumors or subtle changes in tissue composition. These imaging techniques have revolutionized medicine, allowing for earlier and more accurate diagnoses. They enable doctors to monitor the progress of diseases and the effectiveness of treatments without invasive procedures. In essence, imaging techniques are the eyes of modern medicine, providing a window into the intricate workings of the human body. Chapter 6. Histopathology, the Cellular Sleuths. Our final stop on this journey through medical lab methods takes us to the world of histopathology. This field is all about examining tissues at a microscopic level to diagnose diseases, especially cancer. Think of it like this. If our bodies are like buildings, then tissues are the building blocks and cells are the individual bricks. Histopathologists are like inspectors examining these bricks under a microscope to look for any signs of damage or disease. It all starts with a biopsy, where a small sample of tissue is removed from the body. This sample is then carefully prepared, sliced incredibly thin, and stained with special dyes to make different cells and structures visible under the microscope. By examining these stained tissue sections, histopathologists can identify abnormal cells, determine the type and grade of a tumor, and even see how far a cancer has spread. Chapter 7. Conclusion and Call to Action. Wow, we've covered a lot of ground today. From the tiniest cells to the complex imaging of our internal organs, we've seen how medical laboratory methods play a crucial role in diagnosing and monitoring our health. Remember those blood tests we talked about? They're like routine checkups for your inner workings, making sure everything is running smoothly. And if something seems off, those cultures and sensitivity tests are there to help us target infections with laser precision. And who could forget the incredible power of PCR, the DNA detective that can track down even the stealthiest pathogens? And when we need a peek inside, those imaging techniques give us a window into our bodies without the need for surgery. But it's not just about the technology, it's about the skilled professionals who analyze the results, connect the dots, and help guide healthcare decisions. Outro. Stay curious. Thanks for watching Lab Info. I hope you learned something new about the amazing world of medical laboratory science. Remember, knowledge is power, and the more we understand about how our bodies work, the better equipped we are to take care of ourselves and each other. Stay curious and keep exploring the fascinating world of science. See you in the next video.